Hello everyone, my name is Venice and I work for the Australia Wood Solomon Islands team. I am here with my colleagues from the Solomon Islands National University, as well as joining in from Zoom are representatives from Australian institutions and in Australia. So all of them are going to do a presentation today. So this session is the very first Australia Award Solomon Islands Australia Award Scholarship Information session with our Australian institutes and also Solomon Islands National University. Today you will get to hear from our uni reps. They will talk about the perks of studying at their institutions, and you can also ask questions about what the institution offers. They will also have a 2-minute question and answer in their allocated time. However, if there's a lot more answers, you can ask them during our question and answer session after all the unis speak. So I'll just run through our session for today. So I'll start off by now giving a formal welcome and the session guidelines, which we have done. And then we will have our Solomon Islands National University reps to have a chat about what Solomon Islands National University or SIMU offers. And then we will have the rep from Australian National University, Ida, to have a chat with us. And then we'll have Bond University, Flinders University, Griffith University, James Cook, Queensland University of Technology, the University of Melbourne, Victoria University, University of Adelaide, Queensland University, and also University of Sydney, and then we go into a general question and answer session. So very excited to kick start. If we're all good, I'll hand it over to our SINU reps so they can have a chat about what SINU offers.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today all the way in Honiara. My name is Renee Bissili and I am the Media and Marketing Officer at the Solomon Islands National University, which is also known as SINU. So I am here today with my colleague from the Student Academic Services Office. His name is Mr. Gerald Narasi. And we are very thrilled and happy to welcome you to this virtual session where we'll introduce you to SINU. So a brief overview of SINU. It was established in 2013 under the Solomon Islands National University Act 2012. So SINU is dedicated to providing higher education and skills training within the Solomon Islands. Our mission is to promote scholarship, research, academic excellence, trade competence in line with the international standards. So SINU underwent a significant transition from the Solomon Islands College of Higher Education, which is known as CHE, and it restructured its administrative and academic frameworks. So former CHE schools were reorganized into 5 faculties. So we now have 5 faculties for agriculture, forestry and fisheries, business and tourism, education and humanities, nursing, medicine and health sciences, and science and technology. So these 5 faculties cover a wide range of academic and technical training areas. So SINU's program offerings have expanded over the years, and we now include certificate, diploma, bachelor, postgraduate, and even master's programs. These encompass various fields such as trades, maritime studies, teacher training, accounting, administration, nursing, forestry, agriculture, fisheries, and environmental studies. So SINU is located in Honiara across 3 campuses. So the 3 main campuses in Honiara are Kukum, Panatina, and Ranagi. So SINU's main campus at Kukum hosts about 4 faculties and administrative offices. Additionally, we have a forestry campus in Poitete, all the way in the Western Province. And we also have centers established all across the 9 provinces to facilitate nationwide access to education. And that is through the Center for Distance and Flexible Learning. While SINU is in the process of accreditation, We're dedicated to meeting the necessary standards to ensure our programs meet international benchmarks. So now I will go on to the academic programs and pathways that we have at CINO. So at CINO, we continuously strive to meet international standards by offering programs taught by our experienced faculty members. So we currently offer 2 master's programs, 20 bachelor programs, 32 diploma, and 33 certificate programs with more in development. So the key program includes Masters of Business Administration, Bachelor of Fishery Studies, Bachelor of Science in Tropical Agriculture, Bachelor of Hospitality, Business and Events Management, Bachelor of Teaching in Secondary, Diploma in Nursing, Bachelor of Nursing in Acute Care Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Biology and Physics, Diploma in Civil Engineering, and also our new Information Technology programs offered at the India Solomon Islands Center for Excellence in IT at CINU Panatina campus. We also offer CINU preparatory college programs, and this is to expand access to education for our high school leavers. So this was established in 2020 as part of CINU's commitment to enhancing educational accessibility, and CINU Preparatory College offers certificate levels in levels 1 to 4. So UPC basically addresses the challenge of limited access to high schools, providing pathways for students who may have discontinued their education at years 9, 11, and 12. So our UPC program include UPC 3 and UPC 4, which are designed to equip students with essential knowledge and skills, preparing them for higher education. Additionally, UPC 1 and UPC 2, launched in 2018 under the Center for Distance and Flexible Learning, serve as a vital pathway for further academic pursuits. So UPC reflects CINU's dedication to fostering university inclusivity and empowering students to pursue their educational goals. So for more information on our programs and entry requirements, you can visit our website, www.cinu.edu.sb, or you can send an email to pro@cinu.edu.sb, and that is all in lowercase. So now I will go on to talk about our accreditation efforts. So while CINU's qualifications already match the standards set by the Solomon Islands Tertiary Educational Authority, which is known as CITESA, and the Pacific Qualifications Framework, and also the Australian Qualifications Framework, accreditation remains crucial for establishing clear pathways to Australian universities. So recognition from the Australian Qualifications Authority is necessary for CINU and CITESA qualification framework to ensure that our qualifications are acknowledged within the Australian education system. So this recognition not only validates the quality of our programs, but it also facilitates opportunities for our graduates from CINU in Australia. So CINU is actively working towards registering with CITESA and accrediting its programs. Once it's achieved, this accreditation will not only validate CINU's qualifications locally, but also enhance their global recognition. So accreditation by the Australian Qualifications Authority under its qualifications framework would further strengthen CINU's position and credibility, opening up additional opportunities for collaboration and partnership with Australian institutions. Under the visionary leadership of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Transform Agarwal, CINU has recently entered into a memorandum of understanding with Australia. And one of the key goals of this partnership is to strengthen university governance and academic quality, and also to encourage civil society engagement and support CINU to become an internationally recognized institution. So now I will go on to information on how to apply to study at CINO. Okay. So applications for admission usually opens in the month of September annually, and this application is for the entire academic year. So students can apply in September, and this covers the whole of the next year. So admissions consideration is based on meeting program entry requirements and submitting all necessary documentation, including certified copies of their birth certificates, passport size photographs, transcripts, certificates, school reports, and sponsorship letters if necessary. And also the application costs around $50 Solomon dollars before it is facilitated. And certain courses may require medical and police clearances upon acceptance. And the list of accepted students usually are published in the second week of January of each year. Application statuses once you apply are typically communicated within 2 weeks, and applications for 2025 the 2025 academic year will be open in September of this year. So if you're interested in applying to CINO, you can stay updated to our official CINO Facebook page and also our email, which I've shared previously. Currently, we have over 5,000 students enrolled at CINO, and we have also welcomed students from Vanuatu who have recently joined us in 2023 for programs in the Diploma of Nursing program. This positive trend shows that we're dedicated to working together with our neighbors and also offering top-notch education to everyone. We're excited about the prospect of welcoming even more students to the Solomon Islands National University in the near future. And that concludes my time with you all. And if my colleague wants to share words, that's fine. Okay. Thank you again for your participation and for listening to information sharing.
Thank you so much, senior reps. If you have any questions for Sino, we have a Q&A session at the end. Happy for you to ask any questions then. We will go on to our next Australian institution rep, which is from the Australian National University. Hello, Ida. Lovely.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
So I would like to share my screen to do a very short presentation, if that's fine.
So you're more than welcome to share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my slide now?
Very clear.
Okay, great. All right, let's start. Hello, everyone. I'm Ida from Australian National University, ANU. We are in the national capital. We are in Canberra. Now, let me tell you more about Canberra. We are the global city, ranked number 23rd in the world by QS Best Student in 2019. We have about 1/4 of our populations are students, and 1/4 of our residents are born overseas. As a capital, we have many national institutions. We have clear 4 seasons because our population is rather low. We have about only 470,000 populations in Canberra, so our traffic is great. But we have the highest average salary in the country and lowest unemployment rate, which means we are a very safe city. We are about 2 hours from the beach and also about 2 hours from the snowy mountain. We have a lot of outdoor activities available to our residents. As a bush capital, we have many wildlife. Most of the animals here you can see are available on campus, but not the platypus and koala. Now let me tell you more about ANU. We are ranked by the Times Higher Education. We are ranked as #1 most international university. We have excellent reputation in research and also the 5-star rating for staff to ratio, for staff to student ratio, also important to you because that means students will have higher opportunities to interact with your lecturers. We have clear 4 seasons. All those photos are taken on our campus. Student experience. We are very proud to say that we provide a lot of support to our students. And students have equal to the best experience that they can have on campus. We have multicultural environment. We have about 21,000 students from more than 100 countries around the world. And all our academics are required to teach. So students will have a lot of opportunity to learn the new research outcomes from our academics. Accommodation at ANU. I believe we have the most on-campus accommodation than any other universities in the country. Currently, we have about 6,000 rooms available on campus. The rate is from $280 to $540 per week, including utility bills. The $540 is for those provide 3 meals a day during the stay. For most postgrad students, they stay at the accommodation, not providing meals, which is about $280 per week. Keep in mind, Australia Award students are receiving 660 Australian dollars per week as living allowance from the scholarship, so it is pretty affordable. We have about 7 colleges at ANU. The College of Asian and Pacific is pretty unique because we have a lot of research focus on the region. Also, we have the arts and social science, business, economics, engineering, health, medicine, law, and science colleges. But we don't have education, nursing, and civil engineering. Those degrees are quite popular for our scholarship students. Our entry requirements is bachelor equivalent degree with GPA 5 out of 7. For those who may not meet the GPA requirements, we can also consider work experience as an alternative. Please bear in mind, ANU does not require students from Solomon Islands to provide English test result for admission. However, if you are shortlisted for Australia Awards, you are required to take English text for the scholarship requirements. So our goal is to assist you to have an enjoyable and successful completion of your academic program. I believe the question time will be at the end. Here is my contact. Just in case you have more questions later on, feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ida. Thank you for a brilliant presentation, really awesome. So if you have any questions for Ida and you're watching, feel free to just type it into the chat box. We will share the slides as well at the end of our session. So don't worry, we'll have question and answer after. So without further ado, we will go on to our next university, which is the Bond University. So we have Lau Najari, who will be presenting on behalf of Bond University. Lau, if you're there, we will make you co-host. And if you have slides that you would like to use, you're more than welcome to do so.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Rocío. Unfortunately, Lau couldn't make the presentation today for personal reasons. I'm more than happy to be here today with you. Thank you for having me. I will try to do my best to on the behalf of Lau. So yes, let me share in 7 minutes. Is too short to talk about Bonn and what we can offer to those students who are thinking to come study in Australia. But just let me share the presentation. Can you see my screen? Yep. Okay, just let me. So I'm part of the Laos team, and we are taking care of students from Pacific Islands, which includes obviously Solomon Island. So let me introduce you Bonn University. We are still a young university because we were established in 1989, but we are the first fully private non-profit university here in Australia. Non-profit means that all the incomes that we generate, we reinvest it in our student experience. So we are about 4,000 students, which between 30-35% are international students from over than 90 countries. And also our global alumni network came from more than 130 countries. So that gives our students the opportunity to create a very richful network during their stay here at Bonn. Good University Guide has awarded Bonn University as a #1 for student experience for 17 years in a row. And as I said before, that's why as being non-profit university, we could reinvest all the money in our student experience. Also, we were awarded a #1 for employer satisfaction and for learning engagement. These are the 5 stars categories that we got in the different, and those are the category that we got the 5 stars. So I will try to give you the key points of what makes Bonn different. And I will say that our Accelerate programs, it's the key why most of our students decide to come and join Bonn. So meanwhile, other universities has 2 semesters a year. At Bonn, we have 3. So that gives the advantage to our students for example, undergraduate students who can finish their degree in 2 years. And for our master postgraduate students, they can do it in 1.5 years, 1 year and 4 months, or if they want to do a double degree in 2 years, they can get a double master degree. So the good point of our Accelerate program is we have also 3 commencements. So we have the January intake, May intake, and September intake. That gives students more flexibility to join the program depending on their situation. So we are really focused on give our students not only the knowledge, the academic knowledge, but also we prepare them and we encourage them to develop soft skills that will help them for the employability. And we got the lowest student ratio in Australia. So we are offering small size classes, and that gives our students a really personal treatment and personal connections with not only with the cohorts, but also with the academics. So we have individual support for them during their stay. As you can see here, this is the difference. So we have the 3 semesters against the other typical Australian model. So this is the view of the undergraduate program. So in 2 years they can finish, as I said before. Most of the programs, okay, for example, law, they need to study 2 years, 8 months, but most of the programs they can be graduate in 2 years. So for postgraduate students, I would say that our for the scholarship period that they got with Australian awards, they can make a double degree. So these are our study areas. So we have the actual science and data analytics, which it's becoming really popular because of the market needs. Architecture, business, commerce, and entrepreneurship, that has been always one of our top 3 faculties. Communication and creative media, construction, property and planning, health, biomedical and sports science, international relations, politics and arts, law, project management and innovation, psychology, criminology, and social science. So let me, let me show you what's like the most popular dual degree programs for postgraduate students. As you could see, you can choose, and it's a really flexible. Once you join the program, you can take the electives from all over the university. So it makes your experience more flexible and customized. You can customize your own program. I will say that we are really focused on our supporting our students. As I say, not only with the small class sizes, but also with our academic skill center. So for those that need an individual and personalized support, they can always come to our academic skill center and can get some support from them in different, especially English and math. But we have the eLearn resource where you can get support from any other field. So this is a very short presentation. I would like to share, if I have time, just one more thing with you, because it's good to know for those who wants to join Bond, our Transformer Hub. And it's just 1 minute video that will explain to you what Transformer program means for you.
Happy for you to do that. I think we can't see the video.
Oh, you can see the video?
No, we can't see the video. It's still on the PowerPoint slides. Your share screen is still on the PowerPoint slides.
Okay, then, okay, I will not take more time from you guys. I just wanted to introduce the Transformer Hub to your students. I would like to invite you for our virtual open day, which will take place on the 13th of April from 2 p.m. Gold Coast time. And you are more than welcome, guys, to join us. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mochia. Happy for you to share the details, and I'm happy to share it around.
Thank you. Thank you, Dil.
Okay, we've got the awesome presentation from Bond University. And so now we have the wonderful Flinders University to do their presentation. Hi, Bill. I think, oh yeah, perfect. Yes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Everybody can hear me, I hope. Yeah. Cassie is doing the technology here because I'm not so good with the technology. So we'll start our presentation at the same time. So with me here today is the amazing Cassie.
Hi, everyone.
Australia Award Student Contact Officer. So if you come to Flinders, she'll be your first point of call for everything, really. And even more wonderful, here is Debbie, our second year civil engineering student, also Australia Award student, and of course from Solomon Islands. So since we don't have a lot of time today, I'll go straight into it. I will present very briefly because my job is to talk to future students, but I really want you to have Debbie's experience today. Yeah. Okay, so we're based in Adelaide, and Adelaide, as you can see, is right in the middle of Australia, not very far from Melbourne and Sydney if you go by plane, and also not far from Brisbane. Okay, so Adelaide has been in the top 3 of the most livable cities in the world, and we'll talk more about why that is, but just a couple of hints. So not too big, not too small. The weather is good, although in winter it is a bit cold if you're from Solomon Islands. Cost of living is great, no traffic jams, no pollution, so it's very pleasant. So here you see an aerial shot of our main campus at Bedford Park. And of course, what you see straight away is that it's very green, so it's very easy to also, relax after your studies. We're close to the beach. Most of our students live just around campus, so they don't have to travel very far. Okay, so we have 6 colleges at Flinders. I'm not going to name them all. We will put this presentation in the chat, and that is not the idea. Get a phone call because we're always busy, especially Cassie because it's her laptop. I'm just going to race through 6 slides that show you the courses that we have on offer in Flinders that will meet the Solomon Islands priority areas of studies. Obviously, in 5 minutes, we don't have time to talk about all of them. So again, we will put in the chat, we will put our contact details and find out more information. So here we go. Are you paying attention? Okay, so in our health area, we have these courses. In our business and policy areas, we have also a lot of courses. And then in our sort of science and engineering, water, environment, we have a lot of courses that meet Solomon Islands priority areas. Certainly not least and last, education, social work, and disability studies. Disability studies is something you can only study at Flinders University. And then environmental management, gender, very important as well, media and communication, and creative industries to round it all off. So, like I said, I was going to go through this very quickly, and I'm now going to hand over to Deborah and Cassie, and they're going to talk about what is it really like, because, I can tell you everything, but what is it really like? So here we go.
So, hi everyone, I'm Cassie. I'm the Australia Award Student Contact Officer at Flinders, and I'm joined today with Deb. So I think, Deb, I just want to ask you, do you want to share a bit about your experience at studying here at Flinders?
Sure. So my name is Deb, and I'm from Solomon Islands. I'm doing my second year Bachelor's of Civil Engineering currently. Studying at Flinders has been fantastic. A little bit stressful at times with assessments piling up, and last year wasn't a very easy year for me. But one of the things that got me through last semester, and hopefully the next 3 and maybe 4, is the support that I got from Flinders University. One of the things that I believe most international students face when arriving in a foreign country is the sense of belonging in that country. And when we got here, the first person who greeted us at the airport, she told us a lot about Flinders, and it was a very good introduction to Flinders University and Adelaide in general. And then we met with Cassie and Odile, and they were fantastic with our IAP and everything after that. Another thing academic-wise is our lecturers and our tutors and mentors. They helped me a lot in terms of my assessments and getting things done on time, especially with the year that I had. And yeah, in terms of fun, I suggest joining clubs, make friends. There is a club that I'm a part of called Pacifica Club, and it's basically just people from the Pacific Islands. And recently we performed at the Adelaide Festival promoting climate change, which is good impact on us as well. And yeah, just do fun things and enjoy yourself. It's been enjoyable so far.
So it sounds like that there's this like good all-round experience that you get by coming here. So yes, you've got your studies, but then there's so many other things that you can get to do.
Yeah.
So, which I think is fantastic, because yes, you're coming here for your degree, but you're also here and you're living in Australia, that it's really great when you take those opportunities to experience what it's like to live here and everything like that.
Oh yeah, one more thing that I would like to talk about is the cost of living here. In Adelaide, I believe compared to other big cities, is cheaper. I live near the campus, and it's always been within student budget. And I've also had a spare to have fun with friends and go have food, because I love food. And yeah, just hang around South Australia in general, just visit places. It's been fun.
Excellent. Thank you, Deb, for sharing your experience. So Adila has been kindly putting some our email address and everything in the chat. So please feel free to reach out to us with any questions, or if you've just, if you've got a question about the courses or about living here in Adelaide. And we've got some things on the screen as well, which is about some of the contact details as well for us. So please reach out and ask any questions.
Yeah.
We are really happy to help, and we have lots of courses that do meet the priority areas for the Solomon Islands. We really look forward and hope that we get to meet some of you.
Yeah, and I also would like to encourage, I'm having a little bit of problems getting the link up, but if you go to our Facebook page, for which I have put the link in
I'll put it in the
Facebook page, there's a lovely 3-minute video that Deb and her colleagues have made about their life here, and it puts a smile on my face every time I watch it again, because I've watched it a lot of times. So yeah, contact us. Good luck with your scholarship applications, and hopefully we'll see you next year in Adelaide at Flinders University. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adila, Cassie, and Deb. Really brilliant presentation. So we're moving on to our next one, which is from Griffith University. We have Lucinda Chappell. So one of our colleagues will make you co-host, and if you have brilliant slides you want to share, well, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you very much. So I'm Lucinda, and I'm joined by my colleague Mark Taylor, who's the Australia Award Contract Officer here at Griffith University. So welcome today. I can't seem to share the screen. It says it's disabled.
Yeah, I think you're A-okay. Do you want to try it again?
Okay. Great.
Yes, brilliant. We can see this.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Griffith University, we're in Queensland. We've got 50,000 students across the university, 4,000 staff. We've got 6 campuses, 5 physical campuses, and I'll show you 2 of those today, and many, many different degree programs at the university. So we're ranked in the top 2% in the world. We're number 243 in the QS rankings, and we've won Australian Teacher of the Year 3 times. So you can be rest assured that our teaching expertise and support is second to none at Griffith. We have a range of different degree programs at the university. So many of which meet the priority areas for Australia Awards for Solomon Islands. So we have architecture, construction and planning, and we have a range of different degrees from undergraduate to postgraduate level. Business and government, including finance. We also have global development at the master's level, criminology and law, undergraduate and masters as well, education and teaching. We have engineering at the undergraduate and postgraduate level, IT, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, a range of different areas in the IT area, and we teach aviation and aviation management. We have communication and media in humanities area, and we have social science as well in the university. And in the health area, we also have public health and health services management. So that's an area of priority for Australia Awards, we know. Music and performing arts. We have the film school and the Queensland College of Art at Griffith. And in the science area and environment area, we were the first in Australia to offer environmental science and the first in Australia to have accreditation for our environmental science degree. And there's not many universities actually that have that accreditation in Australia. I think only about 2 at the moment, 2 or 3. And we have a strong area in water integrated management at the master's level, and also in catchment science as well within water. And the visual and creative arts, as mentioned, we have the film school and the Queensland College of Art. So we have a wide range of degree programs at the university, many of which fit in with the priority areas of Australia Awards. So our campuses are in Queensland between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And as you may know, in 2032, we'll have the Olympic Games happening in Brisbane, which we're looking forward to. So the campuses in Brisbane are Nathan, Mount Gravatt and South Bank. And then we have Logan campus, which is in between Brisbane and the Gold Coast campus. So this is the Nathan campus. It's built on top of a hill and surrounded by a forest. We have over 50 hectares of forest around the campus, but it's only 10 to 15 minutes from the city centre. It's a very beautiful campus. This is the campus that I'm based on. This is the campus that Mark is based on. We have on-campus accommodation on this campus, and very, very good price. Single room accommodation is $182 a week, and you have to cook yourself, and it's even cheaper for the apartments and flats on campus. So very, very cheap accommodation for students at the Nathan campus. And as you can see, we do have wildlife on this campus as well. The Gold Coast campus is the biggest campus at the university. We've got 21,000 students on our Gold Coast campus. It's 10 minutes from the beach, you can see there, from Surfers Paradise. And we have most of our health programs at this campus, so medicine, dentistry, etc. on this campus. Nursing we have across 3 campuses, and we're equal number one in Australia for nursing rankings in the world. And as you can see there, the facilities on the campus, we've got swimming pool, there's libraries on each campus. We've got 2 train stops on the campus, and we've got a very large government hospital next to the campus, 750 bed Gold Coast University Hospital, and a 250 bed Gold Coast private hospital there as well. So, and we have support across the university. So in terms of some of the support functions that we have at the university, we have a wide range of study skills available to students on time management, effective reading, critical thinking, making effective notes, working in groups and preparing for exams. So these are all extremely useful for our students, Australia Awards students, as well as all our other students who are studying at the university, to access those, to make your life easier in terms of continuing with your studies effectively. We also have strong career support at the university. We have a mentoring program at Griffith that you can join as well. It lasts for 1 semester or trimester of study, and you're paired with an employer for mentorship. And we also have very strong career planning at the university that's embedded within the degrees. And you can access different skills and workshops in terms of careers during the course of your degree at Griffith. We have strong English support, which wouldn't be as applicable for you from the Solomon Islands, but is there if you want to access. So students can access an English tutor one-on-one for half an hour every week. And we also have workshops. You can see there we have grammar and vocabulary workshops, pronunciation. For PhD students, we have workshops for them, scientific writing and verbal communication as well. So all these are free for students to access and support. And we have a lot of personal support at the university. So counselling services, students with disabilities, different outreach centres. And my colleague Mark will speak briefly about the support that he provides as the Australia Awards Contact Officer as well.
Thank you, Lucinda. So I am your SCO, your Student Contact Officer at Griffith. I've been in this role for a little while now, so I've actually had the opportunity to help quite a few Solomon Islands students in my time. Currently, we have around 5 students from Solomon Islands in our current intake, who I can always pick out on campus because they're the ones with the biggest smiles. So I'm very privileged to be able to support Solomon Islands in the AAS program. All the support services that have been covered by Lucinda are actually covered in our IAP program, which we run at the commencement of your studies at Griffith. It's a compulsory 5-week program at Griffith, and we go into quite a lot of detail on how to access these services and how to make the most of them, so that your overall study experience with Griffith is going to be a really successful and confident one. We find with a lot of our commencing students that not only do they want to know how to access support services, but also how to access social networks. So we place quite a lot of importance on connecting you at the beginning of your studies with some suitable social networking to help you to settle in and to make you feel at home. We often hear from our students that the great thing about Griffith is that you feel like you're at home, you feel like you're in a family and that you're supported. Thank you, Lucinda.
That's great. Thank you very much, Mark. And that's it from us at Griffith University. So, if you've got any questions at all, please feel free to reach out and contact us. And we're very happy to answer any questions that you might have. So thank you very much for letting us share a little bit about our university with you, and all the very best with your future process. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucinda and Mark. Love the presentation. We'll just share the contact details in the chat box if anyone wants to reach out to
Will do.
university. Feel free to do so. Next,
Thank you.
Brilliant. Next, we have James Cook University. We have Cameron Murphy, who's going to present on behalf of JCU. I believe you've been made co-host. Happy for you to share your slides if you have some.
Perfect, thanks so much. I'm going to quickly share my screen now. I will start with my surname's Murphy, so if technology is going to fail, today's going to be the day. But thank you so much. Now I hope you can see, and I hope you see the right presentation. Thanks for the nod. So as introduced, I am Cameron. I do work for James Cook University, and I do look after the Pacific. So thanks so much for having me. And I appreciate all those in attendance. It's going to be a little bit of information overload. But I guess these will be circulated afterwards and utilise the resources of the Australian Awards team to help sort of guide and navigate you as you go through. So for the purposes of today, I will talk a bit about JCU and what we are as a university. So we are quite a unique university where we are located up in the Great Barrier Reef region of far north Queensland. So sort of our main 2 campuses being Townsville and Cairns. And we're a relatively young but not too young university. So we celebrated our 54th birthday, or we will celebrate our 54th birthday next month. But something about us that we really want to sort of foster, being in that regional remote location of Queensland, is sort of really apply those practical learning experiences throughout your degree. So getting students out of the classroom and into the profession as much as possible throughout their degree to have those sort of real practical learning experiences. And I guess being in the tropics, we are really fortunate to be located where we are. We've got the Great Barrier Reef on one side of the university, and we've got the rainforest, World Heritage listed rainforest on the other side of the campus. So we are pretty lucky to live, work, and I guess play in the region that we do call home. So we do have two campuses, that being Townsville and Cairns. And I guess as I show you the next two slides, you will see some similarities, and that being lots of green trees. So whilst our Townsville campus is spread relatively large, over 386 hectares, which for most people that doesn't mean a whole lot, me neither. We're just spread out quite flat across the region, which is really good because our students get the opportunity to wander through the rainforest and the forest that surrounds our universities, getting between classes and stuff like that. So our Townsville campus is our biggest campus, with about 2/3 of our student population. And on our Townsville campus, we've got a large number of our health and science related courses, as well as veterinary science and those sorts of programs. So students get the opportunity to as you'll see in a couple of slides, have lunch with the fish tank and stuff like that. Also on both of our campuses, we do have accommodation, which makes life a lot easier. So we come north to Cairns, which is where I'm located. If you look closely, you can see me waving through one of those buildings. Not quite, but sort of. Again, you can see that we've got the sprawling rainforest throughout all of our campuses, particularly here. And in the background, you can see the UNESCO World Heritage Rainforest. So it allows our students the opportunity to sort of get in touch with nature, but while still getting that high quality education in our university. So we are a relatively small university. However, we do try and provide that, I guess, high level of ability for our students to engage with the community in their chosen field of study, so that when they do graduate, they are getting those real world practical experiences. They can sort of feel like they hit the ground running from day one in the profession of their chosen field. So we are in the top 400 universities of the world, and we do really strive for that graduate employment and graduate salaries to really sort of provide that, I guess, encouragement for students to consider university as they are sort of thinking about it like you guys are today. So when we look at what you can study here at JCU, and this is the aquarium that people can have lunch around, it's in our Townsville campus. But we've got 27 undergraduate programs, and I'll show you some of those in a moment. We've got 25 postgraduate coursework programs, and then we've got 14 higher degree by research programs. And across all of those three different teaching areas, we're sort of looking at from arts to veterinary science and a lot of things in between. And I guess particularly we're quite well known for our health and sciences, and particularly marine biology, based on the Great Barrier Reef, makes it a little bit easier. But through all of our courses, we do have work integrated learning. So we do get our students out of the classroom and into the profession as much as possible. So that way they're sort of applying those learnt skills in the real world. So I probably spoke really quickly, but I'm going to end with you can reach out to me via my email address. We also do have the ability for our students for prospective students to talk to our current students through the Uni Buddy program. That way they can sort of, I guess, find out what it's like to be a uni student and those sorts of things. And you're welcome to attend any of our virtual events that you may have. But thanks so much. And yeah, reach out if you've got any questions.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you to the JCU team. Any questions, type it in the chat box, and then also we'll share the information for JCU to anybody who wants to ask any questions at all. Next on our list is Queensland University of Technology. Hello, Joel.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. We're happy to see your presentation.
Great, thank you. It's good that you can hear me. Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Ong. I'm the Regional Manager for Australian Pacific, and I'm representing QUT, which is a short for Queensland University of Technology. So today I will talk about where QUT is, why choose QUT, and what you can study at QUT as an Australian Awards student. So where is QUT? QUT is located in Brisbane, and Brisbane is the capital city of Queensland. Queensland is known as the Sunshine State of Australia, so we are proud to have a lot of sunshine throughout the year. In fact, about 286 days is covered with sunshine. So if you like outdoor activities, such as going to the beach, go for a surf, go for hiking or trekking, you will be in a paradise place to do all the outdoor activities while you are studying with us. For QUT, we are in the inner city. In fact, we have two inner city campuses, which is very unique for our location. So in Gardens Point, we are actually right beside the CBD area. So we are alongside the Parliament House, beside the Botanical Gardens. So very easily access to all the students' accommodation, shopping mall. And because of our unique location, we have a lot of industrial experts that actually teaches in our campus as well. Our other campus is called the Kelvin Grove campus. It is about 3 kilometers away from Gardens Point, which is not far at all. The two campuses are linked by our free shuttle bus, and it only takes 10 minutes to travel from one campus to another. So students studying at QUT can in fact use both of the campus facilities, which are very comprehensive, including things like fitness centers, swimming pool, sports facilities, and so on. For Kelvin Grove, we are actually in students' urban village, which also provide residential units for students. And also, it also has our QUT creative precincts, which are also host our spaces for performing arts students. So the real world is a place of constant change, and change impacts how we care for each other and the environment, and change affects how we work, how we create, how we play. So to thrive in this changing environment, we need to think outside the box and be more agile. We need to be more prepared for the jobs of today, and we need to be prepared for the jobs that haven't been invented yet. So at QUT, we aim to prepare you for the changing world and give you the skills to flourish. QUT is known for the university for the real world. Our courses prepare you for employability. We want to make our students ready and be employable from day one. And we will show you how we do that. First things is we have a lot of industrial connections. We facilitate a lot of connections between our students, employers, and our industry. And some of the things that we do is integrated placement in our program, and we also facilitate internship programs for our students. We also do a lot of real world projects within the classroom as well. So to make you be really focused on what is real, what is being demand in the industry. We place a lot of emphasis on work integrated learning. What it means that all your courses that you do at QUT are very practical based. So in terms of learning from a day-to-day perspective, you do a lot of projects, a lot of interactions with the industry. So your course is actually very, very relevant. We also take a lot of focus in entrepreneurship. In fact, QUT is the Entrepreneur University of the Year in 2023. So with entrepreneurship, you can partake in undertaking units that are entrepreneurship focused. You can also attend workshops, or you can also be involved in a QUT Foundry, which supports students who are interested in meeting like-minded entrepreneurs and to enhance their skill in this area. More and more these days, the entrepreneurship and innovation skills are required in the workplace. QUT is also big in sustainability, and some of the things are embedded throughout our teaching program into our research. And in a more practical aspect, this picture shows the QUT discouraging use of water bottles. So in fact, you can see a lot of these water filling station units throughout the campus. We do every bit to save the planet. We are also using a lot of solar energy in our campus to help in this course as well. For International students, QUT provide very comprehensive support like any other university, from airport pickup to providing orientation and accommodation to help students integrate into Australia education system. We also have a one-stop shop for all students. So it's called the HiQ, where students with any problems, including learning difficulties or simple things like changing your timetable, there's one place that all students can go to for help. We also provide language and learning and study support for all students. For students who need counseling and welfare, we have supporting officers and professional counselors that will help students as well. And if you have financial difficulties throughout during your course of study, there's also people to speak with. And if you are sick, for example, there's also medical clinics that you can access to within the campus. So next, I will talk about some of the courses that you can study at QUT as a study abroad students. I know it is very daunting for you to choose a course, so I try to make it easier for you in this presentation. So I'll list by subject area and the courses that I think may be most relevant for you. So in terms of infrastructure, we have bachelors in architecture design, built environment, in construction management, quantitative survey, and also in urban and regional planning. We also in the masters have architecture and professional engineering. In terms of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, you can do with us information technology, science, biomedical science, medical laboratory science, mathematics, and also a range of area of studies in our engineering program. In our masters in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we have masters of information technology, and in demand is courses such as data science and cybersecurity. We also have masters of engineering technology. These are one-year masters program which specialize in these listed areas such as digital and robotics, renewable power, smart transport and mobility, water engineering, bioprocessing. We also have a range of professional engineering, which is accredited by Engineering Australia in the following area. In terms of business, QUT has one of the best business schools in Australia. We are a Triple Crown accredited business school, and we have undergraduate study in business and also Masters of Business. And we also have property economics at our undergraduate level. In terms of governments, you may be interested to study communication with us. QUT is ranked #1 in Australia for communication. We also have a Bachelor of Law, Justice, Property Economics, and we also have a master's level if you are interested in social media studies, Master of Digital Communication. In terms of environment and natural resource management, we have Bachelor of Science, and also in the Masters, Renewable Energy and Sustainable Infrastructure. In terms of community and social development, we have Creative Industry, Social Work, Human Services at our undergraduate level. At Masters, we have Digital Communication, Social Work, Counseling, and Public Health. In Health, we have Public Health and Pharmacy at Bachelor's level. And in Masters, we have Health Management and Leadership, Nursing in Acute Nursing, Health Professional Education, and Primary Healthcare. And we also have Medical Physics in our Masters of Applied Science. For education, you can join us if you want to study inclusive education, STEM, or education leadership specialization. So this is a very short presentation, and please connect with us through the following social media. And if you have a question, please contact me, and this is my email. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joel and QUT. Lovely, lovely presentation. We will move on to our next university, which is the University of Melbourne, with Catherine Navo, their scholarships manager. Catherine, I believe you're already a co-host.
Hi. Yes, hi everyone. Hi, hello, Ola Keta. My name's Catherine Yvonne, and it's really nice to be with you all today. So I'm the Student Contact Officer at the University of Melbourne, one of 3 student contact officers. I've been doing this job for 11 years and will be doing it for many more, and have worked with many Australia Award students from around the Pacific and Southeast Asia. I'm not going to use slides today. I'm going to have a chat to you about my home city, the University of Melbourne, which is my employer and also my former university, as I'm an alumna. And I will be joined by Bradley Dallapanda from the Master of Energy and Resources Law. Hi, Bradley. So I'll talk about what makes Melbourne really notable. As a city, Melbourne is in the southeast of Australia. It is quite a different climate to the Solomons, and it's famous for having 4 seasons in one day. So they say if you don't like Melbourne weather, wait 5 minutes. Melbourne's big. It is almost as big as Sydney. It's famously and proudly multicultural. You can find people from everywhere in Melbourne. Everyone can find their place here if you're someone that likes cities. If you want somewhere that's more familiar, more like home in terms of weather and size, it's probably not the university for you. But if you're doing something different, like studying abroad, and you think, well, I'll do something really different, consider Melbourne. Now, that's the city. As for the uni, it's the second oldest university in Australia with beautiful old heritage buildings. And it's like a small city in and of itself, and a garden oasis right on the fringe of the central business district. You can study a very, very wide range of disciplines here, and most courses are at postgraduate level at masters, not at bachelor level. It's a world-class university, and in 14 of its subject areas, it is ranked in the top 20 universities in the world. It has more than 100 research institutes and schools within the university. So you can study at graduate level just about anything. And it's consistently high ranked across all of its discipline areas. In independent world rankings, the university is #1 in Australia, and internationally, it's ranked the 35th in the world. So what does this mean for you? Well, the uni's research output means it attracts funds, which translate to great facilities, incredible libraries, beautiful study spaces and lecture theatres, an inspiring environment to study in, and importantly, student services, academic skills, academic English language training, really good counselling service, health service, a gym, everything that you could want to support you during your studies. So as you would have gathered from what I said about the rankings, the standard at the university is really high, but the support is equally high. So you are challenged, but you're given the tools and support to reach that standard and your full potential. And critically, employability. Independent rankings place Melbourne as the #8 university in the world for graduate employability, which really shows that your qualification counts for a lot. So I'll put some of the links and contact details for more information in the chat. But I thought that I would ask Bradley to comment a bit on his experience here. Bradley, I know you're in the meeting. Perhaps you can turn your, here he is. Hello, Bradley.
Hi. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Bradley, what? Yep, go on.
Yes. Thank you so much, Catherine, and hello, kita One Talk. Yes, as Catherine said, my name is Bradley, and I'm doing a master's in energy and resources law, and this is my final semester. I'll briefly talk about my experience, first-hand experience here at UniMelb. The Melbourne Law School, when I first arrived in July last year, has really given me a good picture of the emerging industry within energy and renewable energy, and also mining and petroleum, because there is a convergence in renewable energy as well as non-renewable energy. And so this law school has given me that confidence that I might be successful within the field. Also, the support system that Katrin has highlighted earlier, I really like the Jan Malkin legal academic skills community within the Melbourne Law School that has a dedicated teachers where they are ready to read your draft essays. As we know that we are from the islands, English is not our first language, and there are times that we have issues with English and how we communicate academically. But there is a support system that is here in Melbourne at the Melbourne Law School that I highly recommend. If anyone is interested in pursuing law here, they should look at that. And these people are very helpful, very humble, although they are very intellectual, but they are humbled and ready to read your essay. They don't criticize you. They look at your draft. They help you to improve what you have written. So they basically look at the structure and then they suggest what and how you can sort of improve on that. So I find this legal academic skills community to be very supportive, and it really helps me in boosting my grade for last semester. Also, I find another thing is that the professors and teachers here are intellectual leaders in the field. They wrote textbooks and they teach it to you. So they basically understand the in and out of the industry, depending on what you intend to specialize on. If you want to pursue a master's in law or a specialized law like energy or commercial law, it's all there. You just have to look carefully at the cost subjects, your program, and look carefully at the subject, how you would tailor your specialization. So I find that to be very helpful for me. The libraries as well are great. They have the facility that you can use. What I find it interesting is students here, they work really hard. They study, and then when it's time to party, they also go and do their own, like they engage in social activities. But when they study, they study. So when you see these people studying, it sort of motivates me to study as well. So don't stay at your home, go to the library and spend time there, because you have all the facilities there to use, and you can be encouraged by others. When you see them do studies, you can also be motivated to do the same. Yeah, so there, and lastly is that there are heaps of resources at your disposal. If you decide to stay home, you can have all the access to your library materials as well. So they give you the pass. You can, if you decide to stay home, if you are sick, you can also access all the library materials using your ID number. You can have access to all the electronic books or the materials that you need to do your assignment or to do your readings. Yeah, so basically those are the key areas that I find to be so enriching for me. And I think the experience that Melbourne has instilled in me will help me to greatly appreciate the learning experience I have here, the brilliant minds that I came across, the wisdom and experiences shared by my professors, and the teaching staff here will always be an experience that I will cherish in the years to come. Yeah, so thank you, Katrin. I'm happy to take any question, but those are the remarks that I wish to make for now.
Thank you, Bradley, and thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Catherine and Bradley, for your brilliant presentation. If anyone has questions, we have a Q&A session straight after. We will go on to our next uni, which is the Victoria University. We have Won, who's here. Hello, Won.
Hi, can you all hear me okay?
Brilliant, we're hearing you A-okay.
Yep, thank you. First of all, thanks for having me. I am the lucky last today. My name is Wan. I'm the Regional Recruitment Manager at Victoria University. I look after Australia and Pacific. So today, for those who don't know Victoria University, we have been in the industry for 105 years old. We are ranked in the top 2% of the university globally by Times Higher Education. We do have a long list of the ranking, but because of the time today, I just want to present to you why we are different. I am not sure whether you have heard about PU block model. This is why we are different. I myself was international student back in 2006. Please do not try to guess my age, okay? It has been a long, long time when I first arrived in Australia, trying to study the postgraduate level here. It was very daunting coming from Thailand. We don't speak English much in my country. So, settling in the new countries with the new language and new culture, it was really difficult journey for me. So I wish I wish I could have the same support from block model that we are at Victoria University offering to international students today. So in Australia, when you come to study in Australia, 1 year consists of 2 semesters. Each semester, as an international student, you are required to study 4 subjects concurrently in 1 semester as a full-time study load, right? So with the 4 units, when you study subjects at the same time, highly likely, you will be given to do 4 assignments on the same week. And then highly likely again, the final exam will be scheduled in the same week. So that means you have to tackle the challenge of 4 subjects at the same time. In my own experience, I always had 1 or 2 subjects that I like more than the others. So those 1 or 2 subjects, usually I score really high, and the other subject I just pass the exam. So at Victoria University, we also see the same pattern happen to international students when they come to study, particularly in the first semester or in the first year. A number of international students might not be doing well across 4 subjects. They will do well in some subjects. And those who have the challenge that they face in the first semester, resulting in failing the subjects, you can see the pattern that it is really hard for them to revert the pattern to study well again in the second or the third year. Some students might have to leave the university at the end and could not complete the degree. So VU went on the search. What can we do to tackle this problem? What can we do to ensure that international students starting the course at VU doing well receive the right support? So we decided to adopt this block model. So at VU, we are the only university who offer this, we call it Revolution in Learning and Teaching block model. Our student is required to study 1 subject at a time, not 4 subjects. How do we do it? We break 1 semester into 4 blocks. Each block takes 4 weeks to complete. So during a week, you will come to classes 3 times a week, doing the same subject, being in the same class with your classmates. By the end of the first week, you remember everyone's name and faces. And the class size is limited maximum to 35 students. So if you think about 35 students, the class is very, very small. We no longer have the big lecture theater because the class size is limited to 35 students. Our students get to study 1 subject at a time, and therefore they only have 1 single focus. Therefore, they can aim to achieve a really good outcome. Let me share it with you. After 5 years of offering VU block model, in the past, before we started block model, our passing rate was around 79 or 80%. Now you can see on the slide here, the passing rate has gone up to 93 in undergrad level and 94 in postgraduate level. As I did mention before, the class size is 35 students. And if you look into, the learner engagement, we are ranked number 1 in Victoria because the smaller class size and the class is more interactive. Therefore, our students, have better engagement with us. With block model, you are required to come to classes 3 days per week. That also allow you to, be able to balance your work life, your study, and if you have to work part-time, that will also help you to balance it very well. We also have multiple starting points. The main semester are still in February and July. However, we also have April and October intakes. This is all the ranking that we have scored throughout the years, but one that I really like to highlight is number one, learner engagement in Victoria. So this is the end of my presentation. Sorry, I didn't include about, the subjects or the courses that we offer, but I trust that you can find those information on the website.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juan and Victoria University. That was a really awesome presentation. So we have actually three more universities to go. We'll quickly go through them. So we have University of Adelaide and Queensland University and also University of Sydney. Apologies, and then we'll go into a Q&A. So hand over to Harris from University of Adelaide.
Hello, can you hear me well? Hello, all good with the sounds and everything?
All good, we can hear you good.
All right. So thank you everyone for having me. So I'm helping my team for the Solomon Island information sessions today. So it's really nice to be here with everyone today. So I'm just gonna share a very quick presentations about why you should come to Adelaide. So, well, I thought I was the last one as well, but apparently there's also another one after me, so I'm not the lucky last. I was about to say that we should save the best for the last, but unfortunately that's not me today. But no worries. So yeah, we heard a lot of presentations coming from Brisbane, Victoria universities, and the other university across Australia. So I just want to show you where Adelaide is actually located. So we are here in the middle. I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the session, you will also have heard a lot of beautiful things about Adelaide from our colleague from Flinders. So here they are. We are the capital city of South Australia, very strategically located in the middle of Australia. So Adelaide is known for, I can say several things, but I think the most relevant one for international students is, of course, we are one of the most livable city and also the most lovable city. What's the reason? I think one of the reason is for international students, living expense play a crucial role in throughout their study. And Adelaide is known as one of the most affordable capital cities. So if you compare with the other capital cities in Australia, I think we have the lowest living expense. But it doesn't mean with the lowest living expense, the quality of living is actually lower, because Adelaide is nominated as one of the best cities to live in 2019 to 2021. If I'm not mistaken, we are one of the most livable city in Australia, number one, and also number three in the world. But from my own experience, why I really love Adelaide so much is because I think Adelaide is one of the most friendliest city. So out of all the cities that I've been visit to in Australia, I think Adelaide is one of the less intimidated one. Everyone is loving. And I think one of the reason is if we go back to the history, Adelaide is the only cities in Australia that are not built due to the conflict. So it's actually a free land and we're inviting everyone to build the city together. So I think that makes Adelaide as one of the secure and one of the friendliest city. And the way they design the city is very compact. It's one of the city that are a walkable cities. Everything is within walking distance, and we are really lucky to have our campus located in the city center. So if you see on your side of the screen, on your left, that's our campus located, and just across our campus, we have the shopping area, very important for students to find food. And next to our campus, we also have the State Library from South Australia government. So everything is really close. And as you see on the screens as well, we are not that kind of type city, the concrete jungle city. So as you see, we still have a lot of greeneries in the city that makes Adelaide a very lovely place to live. So talking about the uni itself, I think I'm gonna skip this video because it took a while, but just want to inform you that Adelaide is actually the third oldest universities, and this year we have the privilege to celebrate our 150 years celebrations. So throughout those 150 year celebrations, we have achieved a lot of things, but I think one of the most famous one is Adelaide is always associated with making history. So 5 of our alumni is actually a Nobel Prize winner. So the first female prime minister in Australia is also our graduate, and the first astronaut from Australia is actually our graduate as well, Sir Andy Williams. So Adelaide is part of the group of 8 universities. So we're still representing the best 8 universities that I highly focus on research to make a good social impact for the community. So I think we pretty much offering a very unique positions, because at one side you have a chance to study in one of the best university, but on the other side, I always talk to the students in Australia, you should study hard, but also don't forget to have fun. And Adelaide is one of the best city to live with the most lovely people in Australia. So what we offer, we actually have 3 faculty. I'm not going into the details this morning because I know you have heard a lot of presentations already. So we have 3 faculty. The first and the biggest one is art, business, law, and economics. And this is what are the study area that we are offering. Of course, we offer business, we offer teaching and educations, we have media, law, and also music. Just a quick fun fact, University of Adelaide is actually the first university that are offering music program for international students. Next one, we have science, engineering, and technology. So as it named, all the study areas related to animal, biomedical science, architecture, and we are also famous with our technology programs. So if you would like to contribute to the country for the cybersecurity or the AI or about the algorithm in the computer science, I think we are offering one of the best universities out there in Australia. And of course, one of our lovely graduates from Solomon Island, Peter, he is studying Bachelor of Health Medical Science. So health medical science is also one of the popular ones. So we have medicines, we have allied health, nursing, biostatistics, psychology, and also in health medical science, we do have a lot of majors in neuroscience, clinical trials, and everything. So this is just some part of our subject ranking, which is I'm not going into the details as well. So I think what I would like to talk about more is about our support for Australia award holders. So I know because I'm based in Indonesia as well, so I know English is not our mother language. So sometimes even though we can speak English, but sometimes listening people talking in English every day could be like very tiring. And we had a lot of support for Australia award scholars, including one of the most important thing is I think the language and cultural exchange program, whether that is for the daily conversations or the academic writing. We do have a specific team from international student support that can help students to adapt to the new lifestyles in Australia. We do also have the Math Learning Center. So if you're into something like engineering or technology, which require a depth knowledge in mathematics, we do have mathematics learning centers in our faculty building that are open every day to support students with their mathematics problems. But I think one of the best is to learn from the peers. So we also have the peer-to-peer mentoring programs. Later, I'm going to share this slide. So I've prepared all these barcodes for you to check later on into detail. And accommodations. As I mentioned, University of Adelaide is very lucky to have the campus in the city center. So we have 2 student accommodations that are our partners. One is just across our campus, and one is what we call as the village. So the village is located next to Chinatown, Koreatown, Central Market, so easy to find a good and cheap food. And it's just like 15 minutes away from the campus. So we have our own accommodations officer team. So if you're thinking to study in Adelaide and stay in our preferred students accommodations, or even try to book a private rental, just go scan the barcode later, and you can talk to the team and help you to secure your accommodations. So this is what I mentioned about our recently graduated student from Solomon Island under the Australian Award cohort. So Peter Iroga is a student with a Bachelor of Health Medical Science degree. He would like to sharpen the skill and knowledge throughout his degree and try to put some actions in the medical science field for the people in Solomon Islands. So I'm really looking forward to hear another and more success story from Solomon Island students, and I cannot wait to welcome you on campus. So as I mentioned, the first point of contact is the Students Contact Officer from the Australian Award, Ms. Niranjala Saiman, but unfortunately he cannot be here today with us. So I'm gonna share her email and her contact number. So if you had any more questions about programs, feel free to contact her directly. So I think that's pretty much from me. So I head it over back to the Australia team there. And again, really lovely to be here and share all this useful information to all the awardees and students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harris and the University of Adelaide. Brilliant stuff. We will move on to the University of Queensland. Hello, Rachel.
Hello everyone. Hey, so hello everyone. My name's Rachel. I'm one of the student contact officers here at UQ. So I'm just wanting to tell you a bit about the University of Queensland, or UQ as we call it. So here is a small number of our scholars from this semester standing in the Great Court, our beautiful sandstone buildings. So UQ is in the top 100 globally in all 5 major rankings. We're also a group of 8 institution. Because we have so little time today, I won't go through the rankings. You can see them there on the screen. I'm trying to rush through my slides, sorry. So I will share these later and some more information as well for you all. So at UQ, we have over 55,000 students, of which 21,500 are international students. We're the #1 university in Australia for research, according to Research Nature Table 2022. Our researchers are named amongst the world's most influential. We have excellent ratings for student satisfaction, quality of teaching and learning. We also have excellent rankings across the wide range of subjects that we offer at UQ. So you can see some of our top 50 rankings in the QS World University rankings by subject there, and also the US News Best Global University subject rankings from 2023. So we do offer a wide range of programs over our faculties and campuses. So the University of Queensland is located in the capital of Queensland, so Brisbane. So 3 of our 4 campuses are in Brisbane City itself. Our 4th campus is at Gatton. And so Brisbane is currently ranked 22nd in the world, according to the Best Student City rankings. So it's a beautiful place to live, a very green city. The river meanders through the city. The St. Lucia campus is based in next to the river. I might be a little bit biased. I grew up in Brisbane. I studied at UQ myself, so maybe some bias coming through there, but it is a lovely place to live. So in terms of our programs, we have 2 websites there which give you all of the information that you need to know about UQ's programs. The first, you can search on any basic search term, economics, governance, public policy, whatever it happens to be, and you'll find information on program information and entry requirements. The second site, if you use that in conjunction with the first, you can get more information about the courses and planning for the program. So you can see more detailed information about the programs. So these are 2 really great sites to use in addition to the CRICOS site to get more information about the programs that you might be interested in and to see what's available. We just simply don't have enough time today to give more information. But in terms of the study areas, you can see UQ does offer programs and courses across a wide range of study areas. Agriculture, I will not go through them. You can see them on the screen. We don't have the time, sorry. But a wide range of courses and study areas and research areas as well at UQ. Again, some more information that you can sync these links later in the information that I'll share so that you can receive more in-depth information. You'll also see there is also an email address there, sponsored.students@uq.edu.au. That is the shared email address of the 3 SCOs at UQ. So if you do have further questions or you need more assistance, you are welcome to contact us and we can assist you with any queries that you have. So this is our semester 1 cohort who have come in. This photo was taken in part of our IAP program. So at UQ, we offer a 4-week IAP program, introductory academic program. We have sessions with our learning advisors. So if it's been a while since you've studied, there's lots of sessions to prepare you academically for your study at UQ. There's also lots of networking and informal social sessions so that you can get to know Brisbane, you can get to know your fellow scholars. It really does help to start to create those networks, because when you move to an entirely different country, you've left your family, your friends, your networks at home, and it's really important to build those support networks again in your new place. So we do really try our best to assist you with building those networks in IAP so that you can start your studies really successfully, both academically and in terms of networks socially, and just easing yourself into moving to another country, because that is a very overwhelming thing to do. So, sorry. So at UQ, we currently have just under 220 Australia Award scholars. They come from a wide range of countries and regions, and our scholars are predominantly postgraduate coursework scholars, and very much in the business, economics and law faculty, our HAS faculty, science, and then also EIT and our medicine and health faculties to a lesser extent. But as you can see, our scholars do study across a wide range of courses and programs. So as I was saying before, we do have a number of social events and networking events during IAP. This continues through the semester with the Sponsored Students Unit arranging more events and opportunities for networking. So these are some photos from last year's events. So lots of opportunities to connect with your other scholars, your fellow scholars while you're studying. I always recommend to our scholars that it's really important to make the most of your time studying at UQ. So it's not just about your degree, it's about building those networks and building those opportunities. So making the most of the opportunities that are offered at UQ outside your program. So meeting other scholars, participating in Ventures, our entrepreneurship program that is free to all UQ students, and participating in employability programs and volunteering opportunities that are offered at UQ to our students. Make the most of your study. Make the most of the opportunity that you have while you're here in Brisbane. So as I said before, we have 4 campuses at UQ. Our largest and main campus, the one that we're probably most famous for, is the St. Lucia campus, which is located in the Brisbane city. It is the campus with the famous sandstone buildings in the Great Court. Most of our scholars would be based at this campus. We also have the Hurston campus, which is where our medical school is based, and our scholars studying health-related programs would be based. Again, in Brisbane City, close to Brisbane. The Gatton campus is our regional campus. It's about an hour away from the St. Lucia campus. Our agri-science, agribusiness and veterinary science programs are based at the Gatton campus. Our Gatton campus is #1 for agriculture in Australia. It is a beautiful campus that also has a working farm. So a great campus for agriculture focused scholars. Datton Park is our newest campus. Our pharmacy programs are based at this campus, and it is part of an expanding health and biomed science precinct that is being built across Brisbane, a corridor of knowledge for those fields that's currently in progress in Brisbane. So in terms of support and services at UQ, we have 3 SCOs at UQ to support our Australia Awards scholars. So myself, Miho and Etty. So we're the first point of contact for our scholars. We also this year have introduced a student ambassador program for our Australia Awards scholars, where past scholars mentor new incoming scholars. We found that scholars who had a family or friends or connections already in Brisbane or Australia found that it could be easier to settle in because they had some support from someone who was already more familiar with Brisbane. But we also found that some scholars didn't have those connections and felt shy about making them or not sure how to go about that. So we wanted to help those scholars make those connections and provide that support from other scholars. So we've created this ambassador program, which has started this year and seems to be going very well. It's getting very good feedback at the moment. We also have lots of supports for international students. So general support, settling into a new country, looking for accommodation or visa information, working on a visa, counselling services. There's a multi-faith chaplaincy on our campuses. There's support for disability, health and wellbeing, support for OSHC, lots of different supports on campus through our student services. Your SCO can always help advise you on those supports. Again, you know, quite dedicated support for diversity, disability and inclusion services. We also, this slide shows our learning advisors here at UQ. So our learning advisors offer the academic aspects of our IAP program. Those learning advisors continue to be available to our Australia Awards students throughout the semester. So if you are finding that you're having difficulty with your studies, then you are always welcome to make an appointment with a learning advisor, or there's lots of other academic supports available, including academic workshops, specific support for postgraduate coursework students, and lots of other supports that your SCO can advise you on at UQ, in addition to your supplementary academic support from UQ. So again, that's the email address for myself and the other 2 SCOs, sponsored.students@uq.edu.au, and we would welcome any questions that anyone has beyond this session, because obviously that was a very glib, very fast-paced introduction to UQ, but thank you so much for this opportunity.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rachel. That was brilliant. We'll go to Uni of Sid, Annie. Hi, Annie. And then we'll quickly go into a question and answer session. So I think we have a few questions coming in already. So.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Just 1 second. I can share the slide. So hi, everyone. Welcome to the University of Sydney. I'm here today. I'm very happy to take you on a very brief journey to explore the University of Sydney. It's about the British University. It's known for its academic excellence and vibrant campus and pioneering research endeavors. So first, I would like to introduce a bit about Sydney, the city of Sydney. So Sydney is the Australia's largest and the most dynamic city. It's a very safe city, friendliness, and it's one of the top 10 most livable city in the world. Sydney also, you can see, is one of the most multicultural city, and it has about 73% of Sydney cider is being born overseas. So not many people born in Sydney. So 73% people born overseas, and 75% of people speaking another language other than English in Sydney. And just briefly show you about City of Sydney. So if you can see here, this is Opera House, Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the University of Sydney, our main campus is in Camberdown and Darlington, and it's only 5 kilometers from the city CBD. This is the CBD, and also from Harbour Bridge and Opera House. So the university has about 4 faculties and 3 schools, and other the Conservatorium of Music. Sydney is the first university in Australia. We was founded in 1850, and the motto of Oxford and Cambridge University. Everyone come to Sydney and they were saying that, oh, this is Hogwarts. It looked like Hogwarts University, Hogwarts, Hogwarts School from Harry Potter. So whether you are finishing your high school or you continue with your undergraduate study or you want to looking for to advance your career, we have a lot of flexible degree structure to help you to find a suitable program for you to pursue your own path. Sydney is ranked number 19 in the world out of 22,000 universities worldwide. So you will be very proud to study at Sydney University, be part of one of the 73,000 international 73,000 students from 130 nationalities. And we have about 30,000 international students, and part of, if you study at Sydney University, we will be part of the 380,000 global alumni people have studied at Sydney University. So we have a very vibrant campus, and it was voted as the top 10 world's most beautiful university with 1 museum, 5 art galleries, and 3 concert halls. So we have an entire campus, you can see, with lots of landscape and a lot of greeneries. We have an amazing architectures for the student to explore when you are not studying. So our campus has 72 hectares. So there's a lot of for you to explore if you are not studying. So for me, whenever I have to take a campus tour, it would take me about 1 or 2 days if you want to see everything around Sydney University. So we have the best and the brightest. My study here, we've taught 8 Prime Minister, 23 Justice of the High Court of Australia, Rhodes Scholar, and 140 Olympian. So we are also the first university accept the female student to study with us since 1881. And again, you're saying that you are part of the 73,000 students study at Sydney University. I just want to briefly introduce about our team. We call the International Sponsorship Team. We have 5 people in the team, look after more than 200 students. Australian award students study at Sydney University. We have a lot of experienced staff. I've been working for the university about 11 years by now, and besides that, I work for the Australian Award Scholarship in Vietnam for 7 years. So having nearly 20 years of work experience in this area. We have overall 94% overall student satisfaction with the service support by the SEO provided at Sydney University, and also 93% of all the students happy with the service and the facilities provided at UC. Support for sponsor student, especially our team look after both sponsor student and Australian Award student. So we have a dedicated team to support you. We organize a lot of social activity for students like barbecue, international lunch, social gathering on campus. We run a lot of activity every 2 months. Yeah. For sponsor student support, we will have the meet and greet with new international sponsor when you arrive. We run our own orientation program. We run social activities as for sponsor student and Australian Award student. We have team manage critical incident management. If you need help with your study, we got the academic. We also manage or monitors your academic progression. So if you have any problem, you can come and talk to our team and we will find a way to help you. Either find a tutor to help you with your study or to work with the lecturers or the tutor to help you to improve your study. We also have organized a lot of events. For example, if Australian Award student, when you finish your study, you can't stay back to attend the formal graduation ceremony. So we organize our own, what we call the completion ceremonies for students to have a chance to wear academic gown, taking photo, meet and greet with the academics and say farewell to their friends before they depart Australia. So this is our students study from all over the world, and besides that, I just mentioned before, we run a lot of our activity for students. This is our student. We attend a lot of gathering program, networking, and meet from attend events organized by the Fed. Support for from the university for all students at the University of Sydney. We help you to find accommodation. The university is on-campus accommodation, or if you want, you can access to our off-campus database, so to help you to find accommodation. We have academic learning supports, the bridging program. If you need help with mathematics, statistics, online learning program, peer program, a lot of other support to help the student. Besides that, the university also have the health and physical well-being service to support you. You can meet one-on-one with the counselor, and also you can see the doctor on campus. Everything is on campus. So if you need help with language and learning, they also have one-to-one coaching, online learning program. Once you arrive in Australia, we do the arrival briefing with you, and then we introduce you all the services available at the university. So area of study at the university, we have more than 450 study area for you to choose. So it's come from architecture, arts and social science, business, education, engineering, law, music, science, everything that what you need, you can find the area study area there. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to contact our team. We are here to support, to help you with any question. Our research, we are one of the world's top research university. Our research is, we take all the problem and look at it from all angles, and our research area including everything like technologies, health, well-being, social and cultural and environment issues. At the university, talk a little bit more about the university ranking. So we are ranking #1 in Australia in some areas like sustainability, arts and humanities. For our MBAs, we rank first in Australia. Nursing, vet science, oncology, social impact, and also education. These are the subjects that we rank. We're high ranking in Australia and in the world for your reference. I will send the slides to Bernice, and then she can share with everyone. So Sydney University is ranked first in Australia for the university, the employabilities after you finish your study, and we rank 4th in the world. When you study Senior University, we have the industry and the business. We have a lot of business partner. We have a global network of industry partner. So when you study your program, you can have the opportunities to do internship or placement at all of the business or communities, organization, and government body when during your study. So our industry partner include Google, Adobe, Microsoft, KPMG, Coca-Cola, and the and the New South Wales government. The university has study year timeline. So every semester we have 2 intakes, semester 1 and semester 2. So semester 1 intakes start in late Feb and finish in early June. And then semester 2 is start from early August and finish by early November. So totally 12 years, 50 weeks in the year, you just study 13 weeks for semester 1 and 13 weeks for semester 2. During that time, you can have a break. And if you want to look for a part-time job, there's plenty of part-time job in Sydney that would help you to have a little bit more income to help you. And you can, so for example, during the semester, you can work only 40 hours per fortnight. But when you finish your study, you have a break, you can work full-time. This is our University of Sydney student. We attend the FET event last semester. This is not included all the students, but some students who attend the event, and we just have some fun after the event. Useful contact our team. We have a dedicated team we call international sponsorship. But if you want to contact us, email the australianawards@sydney.edu.au. And my name is Annie. You can also email me, and this is my email address. I think that's it for me. Thank you for listening. And if you have any question, I'm here to answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie and University of Sydney. That was a really brilliant presentation. Now we'll go into our question and answer. So my colleague will just open up the chat box, and then we'll answer some of the questions that we may have. So bear with us just for 1 minute while we sort that out. Okay. Okay. So to any Solomon Islander that's watching right now, feel free to just type in your questions. I'll move a bit forward just so I can see. Okay, so Fiona has asked a question. It's a general question. So can you tell me what GPA we have to meet in terms meet the requirements of the scholarship, like at what particular universities? So I might just from the AASI's perspective, you have to meet the entry requirements for different universities. So I'll just ask 3 universities just to answer these questions if you would like. So I think we'll start at the top. I think Fiona, would you want to be specific with the particular bachelor's that you're asking about? If you're still there. What I'll do is I'll just ask Ida, Bond University, if Rosia, if you're still here, and Flinders University, so we'll just go through that. If you could want to answer this question, it's very general, but it's just touching base on entry requirements for different bachelor's or master's. So you can answer it in a general way because the question was a bit general. Ida, do you want to start off?
Thank you for the question, Fiona. Actually, that's pretty vague questions because if for master level, we require GPA 5 out of 7. Depends which university you are studying at. UCNO may use a grade 4 as a general grading scale. USP may also use 4 points as the calculation for the general transcript as well. So GPA 5 out of 7, it's roughly equivalent to say 2.8 or 2.9 out of 4 in your bachelor. And also for a student thinking to apply for bachelor degree, you might need to complete your pathway program before you can apply for bachelor. Your 13 years study is not sufficient to get into bachelor. So maybe I should pass to other Australia university colleagues to add on. Thank you.
Brilliant. So Bond University, Rochia, are you still here with us?
I'm still here.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Fiona, for your question. As my colleague Ida said, it will depend on what are your previous studies. Depends on what you study. To go straight away for a bachelor degree, probably you will need to do a pathway first and then go into the bachelor. And for the master degree, it's going to be similar. So I cannot go in any specific. I will ask Fiona if she's interested in any of our programs. I will be more than happy to answer for a specific. Otherwise, she can just go through our website and just saying what studies she got, what was the curriculum that she has, and it will appear straight away in our website, the GPA that she will need for that specific program. Okay.
Brilliant. Rocha, while we still have you, we have a question for Bond University. Says, if I'm right, question from Frank, if I'm right, you offered Masters in Health Services Management and Leadership. If I have a bachelor's degree in Health Services Management with 2 years working experience, can I do a master's by research or do I have to do a postgraduate diploma first?
That's a really good one. So what we normally do is we encourage our students to apply. It's free of charge. So you can apply and our admissions department will provide you the information. What we normally do, it's depend on what you have studied before. Our faculty will just check the subjects and then they will allow you to go straight away for a research, but most of the students can go ahead with the research option, okay? I think I have received an email from this particular student, so don't worry, I will go and answer you through the email during the day. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, and I believe we're gonna go back to Flinders University. Odile, sorry, we're gonna just go back to the first question in regards to GPAs and entry requirements. It's a general question, but would you like to have a go at the answering that?
Absolutely. Maybe we are a bit of a point of difference here. So for most of our master's degrees, we do not require a GPA requirement. We just require a bachelor degree. And because, you guys are all going to have work experience, so we take that into account and we find that the GPA is not so relevant anymore for being successful in a master's degree. In terms of bachelor access, it depends a little bit on what you've done with your high school, etc. But our current 2 engineering bachelor students went in straight; they did not have to do foundation. So, and as you've heard from Debbie, they're being very successful, both she and Lisa.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Odile. Yes, so we have a few questions coming up. Okay, so this question, I think I'll give it to Griffith University. Someone has asked, hi, Lucinda, are you here? Okay. So the question is, I have a bachelor's degree from University of South Pacific. from 10 years ago with over 10, sorry, I have a bachelor's degree from the University of the South Pacific and over 10 years working experience. Will I be eligible to apply for a postgraduate program or go through a pathway program? So I thought I'd give it to Griffith University. If Lucinda is still with us. If she's not, I'm happy to give it to Cameron from JCU.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks for the question. I think this is a really tough one because each university will assess the candidacy based on the degree that you've done and the degree you're going to go into. So I guess, unfortunately, I can't necessarily provide a definitive yes or no answer. My biggest advice would be to apply to the university you're looking at, and the admissions team will assess it. I submit all your documentation as well, so the study that you've done and I guess the work experience that you've completed from then to now, and the admissions team will assess whatever they can out of that information.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you so much, Juan.
Sorry, could I just answer to that same question? And I think that for people with that amount of work experience and a bachelor from USB, it depends a little bit on what degree they want to go into, but I would imagine that for us, we would very happily accept them, because as I said, for us, work experience is really quite relevant.
Brilliant. Yes, Sunny.
So I also want to add on that with the University of Sydney also consider you for if you graduate with USB and also 10-year work experience. If you can't meet the entry requirement, we might consider you for a lower entry program, for example, graduate certificate or graduate diploma. And then after you finish 6 months or 1 year under the graduate certificate or graduate diploma, you can upgrade to a master degree. So at the end, for example, the master degrees is 2 years. You will do the graduate certificate for 6 months and do the master degrees for 1.5 years. So overall, it's still 2 years, but you break it down to get to entry to the university by do a graduate certificate first, and then a master degree. I hope it's helped.
Brilliant, Annie. Does anybody have any more questions? If not, I have one question. So I know we have the Australia Award scholarships, but I'm sure that the universities themselves, you might have your scholarships for international students. So this question goes out to University of QUT, University of Melbourne, Victoria University, Uni Adelaide, and UQ. Or anyone, essentially, if you guys have any other scholarships that your institution offers to international students, would you like to have a chat about it?
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. Melbourne offers the Melbourne Climate Action Scholarship, which is for students from Pacific and Oceania for graduate study, either graduate coursework or research by masters or PhD. So it is for anyone who whose studies or research addresses the challenges of climate change in your region. The applications aren't open yet for next year, but we've actually already had our very first graduate from this scholarship is a Solomon Islander. So he's back now. He graduated with flying colours in February, and he did the Master of Environmental Law and did absolutely beautifully. So please, we hope to have more Solomon Islanders doing the Melbourne Climate Action Scholarship. As I said, applications aren't open yet, but later this year they will be, and we make a lot of noise about that. You'll see it on social media and on our website.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Catherine. Does anyone have a chat or contribution to that?
So at UQ, our graduate school offers scholarships to international students. Otherwise, most of our scholarships that are offered at UQ tend to be quite specific. So for a specific program or study area for potentially a specific cohort of students. So the best way to look at scholarships that are offered by the University of Queensland is to go onto our website, uq.edu.au, and search for scholarships. And then you can narrow down your scholarship search to, a program type, so postgraduate research, undergraduate, and narrow it to international, domestic students, that sort of thing. So that's the best way to look at what scholarships are available and whether or not they would meet your needs and whether or not you would meet the criteria for that scholarship.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Rachel, for those awesome tips. I'm sure some of you might want to go and research some of the other scholarships out there that Solomon Islanders can apply for. Does anybody from the Uni Adelaide, Victoria University would like to add on, or any university at all?
Okay. Oh.
Hi, Adele.
Yeah, so it's a bit similar to other people. We don't have these beautiful climate scholarships that Melbourne have. So we do have generic tuition fee scholarships for up to 50%, 50% for the really, really top students, but 20% for, for many international students qualify for this scholarship, and we assess it automatically if you apply. And then for PhDs, we sometimes have specific scholarships that are linked to research grants that our academics have. So there, if you look for Flinders and scholarships, you'll find an overview of what we have on offer.
Brilliant. We have specific questions asking for scholarships specifically for education from Australian universities for specific islanders. Does any uni rep know about a particular education focused scholarship that your uni might offer? Brilliant. Thank you, Ida. If not, we have another question from Frank, and I think it's to the AASI team. So if I apply for scholarship a master's degree, am I going to apply for admissions to the university, or will you do it on behalf of us? So for the Australia Award Scholarship for Solomon Islanders, the AASI team will handle your admissions if you get shortlisted and you go through our many stages. However, that does not stop you from reaching out to the university reps, and you have their contact details. Reach out to the admissions team or the particular faculties that you're really interested to study in. The reason why is just to get a gauge of whether you meet the entry requirements, as a lot of our uni reps have gone through. I hope that answers your question, Frank. Fiona has asked, I have a GPA of 2.5. I'm an undergraduate student and I have some work experience looking for a scholarship, and I'm studying in the South Pacific University. Am I eligible to get a scholarship? Hi, Fiona. For the current Australia Award Scholarship, we're only funding scholarships to go and study in Australia for right now. So hopefully you can research a bit more about any other Australian institution or universities that you would like to go to. Okay. We have a good question here. To gain entry for a bachelor's degree, is it possible to just complete a year 12, so Solomon Islands year 12, with a high GPA and just apply to the university? or do they have to do a foundation or a Form 7 or Year 13 program? Who hasn't, does anyone want to have a go at that, answering that? Sure, dear.
Yeah, it's been a little while. I do think that both our Solomon Island Bachelor of Engineering students went straight into our Bachelor of Engineering from year 12, if I remember correctly. So yes, in that case. So they didn't do, I know they didn't do foundation, but I don't know if they did university studies post year 12.
Believe they might have done Year 13. Yes.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that.
Okay. But you might want to research pathways if you want to self-sponsor. So currently, Australia Awards doesn't, we only sponsor the degree. So if you want to self-sponsor the pathway in order to get into the degree, that might be something that you want to ask the uni reps about. Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Yes, we have our senior rep here who wants to ask a question.
Okay, this question is specifically to Bond University, especially to the for admission into the masters and postgraduate programs. Now we know that the Solomon Islands National University, most of the programs, or if not all the programs, are still going through the accreditation process. And my question is, if the current students who graduated from their programs at the SINU, especially the undergraduate programs, is there a possibility that they can still apply and recognized or accepted into the master's degree at the university?
You must apologize, but I didn't get the last part of the question. So if you don't mind to repeat, please.
All right, thank you. We know that most of the programs, all the programs are offered here, currently offered here at the Solomon Islands National University, are still going through the accreditation process. Since they are not yet accredited, is it possible that the students who graduated from undergraduate programs here at the Solomon Islands National University be accepted at the university, Bond University, for masters and postgraduate studies?
Oh, yes. The only admissions procedure will, as I mentioned before, the faculty needs to check if they need to do any bridging subject to join the master degree. But as soon as it's full recognized from Australia, then of course they can go straight away to the master degree. The only thing it's for any international student, it's the faculty needs to check if they met all the Australian requirements for the bachelor degree. If not, probably they will need to study a few subjects before to enter the master degree. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Rafia. Does anybody have a lucky last question? I apologize. We went 23 minutes a bit late. If you don't have any lucky last questions for our Australian uni reps, you do have their contact details. They will send us a copy of their slides if that's okay, and we can happily share it with you all. Our email is inquiries@australiaawards.solomonislands.org.sb, and we'll type it into the chat box. If you wanna have a copy of the slides from the universities, we can happily share it with you or their contact details. Other than that, thank you so much to all the Australian university reps. Thank you to our senior reps, and thank you for everyone to making time out of your busy schedule. I hope you gained, you gained something from this session, and we hope we create a few more sessions like this in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
team.